Junodrome.
Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is Juno and this is Junodrome Intuitive Arts. Today we're going to be answering the question, what is the answer to your yes or no question? Let's figure it out together. So take a look at these piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. Go ahead and take a moment now. You can either pause this video or tune in to the end of the video. At the end of the video there is an extended card selection. In the extended card selection you can figure out which pile is your reading. Otherwise, go ahead and go to the description section of this video to click the link to where in the reading is your pile. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you in your reading. See you there. Let's answer. What is the answer to your yes or no question? Hi there, pile number 1. What is the answer to your yes or no question? Let's find out. You chose the card with this stars. It says go stargazing. So we're going to get to the card in just a moment here. Before we do, let's figure out yes, no, maybe, one way or another. First things first, we're going to use the pendulum. I got to make sure that it is triangulated. So let's get started. Make sure that it's working first. Am I wearing shoes? No. Is this a yes or no tarot video? Yes. Is my hair blue? No. What is the answer to pile number 1's question? Yes, the pendulum has moved to yes. So you have one yes. Let's do the die. We have a 1, so that's a no. 1 yes, 1 no. So we're got a maybe. Let's see, with the magic 8 ball, what will be your answer? The magic 8 ball says cannot predict now. I don't know if I can show it to you. You can kind of make that out maybe. Cannot predict now. This is a solid maybe. Cannot predict right now. Let's kind of figure out why. Let's take a look at the cards now to figure out what the heck is going on. So looking through your cards, we have a maybe. We have a very clear maybe. There's no yes, there's no no. And one of the reasons here comes from the 8 of Swords, which means being stuck, and it means being held back. So for whatever reason, your guides, your angels, your spirit team, those helping you through this lifetime, whatever you want to conceive, the universe itself, God, whatever, doesn't matter. They don't want you to know at this moment. They're holding you back from an answer, from a clear answer, because more needs to happen. With that 8 of Pentacles here, there needs to be a build of work, of effort, of putting in work in a certain area first before it can become a clear situation for you. So whatever you're asking about, these are general readings. It can be about anything. But if you're asking, particularly if you're asking about will this thing happen or can I make such and such happen, any of those types of questions, I think the answer is it's unclear right now because the ball is in your court. It is in your wheelhouse to figure out whether you can make this happen or not. And there's no real guarantee that you can, unfortunately, but there's no guarantee that you can't either. So there's actually a lot of possibility in this maybe. When the glass is at half, is it half full or half empty? That's on you. So who knows? With the Chariot card, this is talking about swift, fast-moving action. And next to the Hierophant, these are two very powerful cards, by the way. So to have such powerful cards in your reading does indicate that this is a moment of feeling very much of possibilities, of primordial possibilities. And I think that's a part of why it's unclear, is that there's a lot of movements forward. There's a lot of universes that fork off from this moment that could be one way or another. And it's a bit of a Schrodinger's cat situation for you in this moment. But with the Chariot there, it is fast, it is swift. So speaking of Schrodinger's cat, let's go with that imagery. There is a sense of needing to open the box, because as soon as you open the box, you'll know if it's one thing or another. And so it is requiring you to make action, I think, especially with that Hierophant too. It's sort of giving this divine action energy. And so there is a need to take real divine action here, real steps, you taking steps, powerful, personal, taking control of the situation on a personal level and moving from that. That's what you're being asked to do. Woodwise Fae, what does that have to say here? It says the Woodwife, trust your inner wisdom. Trust your inner wisdom. So with you trusting your own inner wisdom, there is a feeling of needing to be open to your intuition in this moment as well, knowing that you have the answers at your disposal, whether you believe you do or not. Now that's a difficult thing to enter into sometimes. It's hard to come to the understanding and the idea that we have control when sometimes we feel we don't have control of a situation. And so a part of where this maybe is coming from is saying you need to take the reins for yourself here and can move in a direction that's clear for you. Last up, you have children. So it's possible that taking a childlike mindset could help you in this situation as well. Be curious. Ask why. What's going on? Be generally curious in a way that doesn't have to lead to anything negative or difficult or awful, right? Or mundane, but just sort of that gentle curiosity towards life, I think will help you in this situation, regardless of what you're asking about. And a part of why you're not getting a clear answer is I think you need to be a little bit more curious about the situation and open yourself up to that unlimited curiosity that comes from that childlike perspective. So pile number 1, I'm going to leave you there. That was a very clear maybe. The Magic 8 Ball said that it can't give you a real answer right now, and I think that your guides are kind of on that pathway too, of not really wanting to give you a clear yes or no, and making it a bit more up to you to figure out what's going on in your situation. I know that's not always a helpful thing to hear, but sometimes that's what the situations call for, and that's the reality that we live in. And so I hope that this reading resonates. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. If you need more clarity on your situation, I do offer private readings. You can find them at www.junodrome.com. And that's it from me. Thank you so much. Please tell me, what were you asking about? If you don't mind me asking, what kind of questions were you trying to find an answer to? If it's something you can share, I'd love to hear about it. I bet other people would want to hear too. And we can talk about it a little bit more. Maybe we can get into your situation in the comments in a discussion. That would be kind of interesting. So yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Let's find out together, what is the answer to your yes or no question? Well, first off, you chose this card with the beach. In the moonlight, it says, marvel at the moon's reflection on water. Pretty. All right, so before we get started, let's figure out yes, no, maybe. First up, we've got the pendulum. So let me just triangulate, make sure it's working. Okay. Am I wearing shoes? No. Am I sitting down? Yes. Are we filming a yes or no tarot video? Yes. Is my hair blue? No. What is the answer to pile number 2's question? No. Okay, pile number 2, pendulum says no. Next up, we have the dice. Even yes, odds no. You got a 5, that's no. 2 no's. Let's see if it's a maybe leaning no or a definitive no. We're gonna ask the Magic 8 Ball. Oh, Magic 8 Ball, what is the answer to pile number 2's question? It says ask again later. All right, you got a maybe. A little bit of a maybe going on. So that's not a direct maybe. We're leaning no. This is almost no. Your answer is probably no. Probably no, but we can't be definitive. Ask again later means maybe wait a little bit on trying to have a definitive answer to your question. Maybe things could change, but if everything stayed the way it is now, it's going to be no. So hopefully that helps you out. Let's take a look at the cards now. We're going to reveal the cards to figure out a little bit more what's happening in your situation here. Looking at these cards, let's start with meditation, and I think that that's a big part of what's happening here. Even though this answer is probably going to be a no, it still has hesitation. And I think that that hesitation is leading us to contemplation. And you're being encouraged to contemplate this question a little bit more. A part of why this needs to be an ask again later. That maybe by taking some time to come to a different state of mind before approaching this question, you may actually end up coming to another answer. Now, because it's a mostly no, that's not necessarily the case, but I do think it is worth taking the time to exercise this moment of meditation, of contemplation, of giving time and giving space to ruminate a little bit more before, particularly if you're asking about making a decision. There really does need to be a waiting period. And yes, you may ultimately come up with no as your answer to this decision, but it still needs time. It needs space. You need a moment of pause as you work through this situation. Now, let's take a look here at the little Fae card, and it says, away we fly, take the cloud roads. Delight in your imagination. So I do think there is an importance in connecting to your imaginative state as well. Your imagination is going to be very important in helping you make a decision or move forward from this answer, right? You might not have been asking about a decision, but I do feel like there needs to be some kind of action taken regardless about this situation, especially if that action is no action, right? No can be an action as well. There needs to be time to contemplate and use your imagination. Maybe imagine the possibilities. We have the star, and the star card comes from a moment after darkness. It comes from being in a place of light after going through difficult situations. And so I think that that's a part of this too, is maybe at the moment you are having a difficult time trying to come up with an answer for this thing, and a part of why it's a little bit unclear. And also, that could be a part of what's going on here is a need to contemplate the situation, like I've been saying, and also lighting through the darkness, right? So take some time to be with your feelings before you make any set choices here. I think that's just continuing to be what this is about. With the Knight of Wands, that's about movement towards inspiration and taking inspired action. Like I've been saying before, I do think there is action that's necessary here. But with the meditation, there needs to be a pause before that. And I think that that's where the hesitation comes from too, is that there needs to be time to process what's happening here, what you're asking about. This question needs more time. But once you come to a better understanding of what's happening, I think that you'll be able to make choices to take the steps necessary to move in whatever direction you need for yourself. With that Judgment card, Judgment is totally about this processing. I probably should have looked at that card first because this totally explains everything here. Judgment is a really intense card in the tarot, and we tend to have some religious hang-ups about it sometimes, so a lot of tarot readers don't really like to dive into it too much, but it doesn't have to be that. To me, it means this deep moment of contemplation, like we've been talking about, where you finally start to piece together the things that you've been through and the situations that you have been in, and that your personhood now, the wisdom that you have now, who you are in this moment, can be applied to the past. And you can look at past negative situations from your current perspective to heal the difficult things that have happened before you. And so I do think a part of what is being asked of you here is to clear your mind and come to a better perspective on where you are now. So if you take the time to come to a clear-headed moment for yourself, I think that you'll be able to understand the situation even more. Like I said at the beginning, you may end up going with that no, but take the time necessary to figure that out for yourself. Don't take anybody else's word for it. Certainly don't take mine. Figure this situation out for yourself. With the King of Cups, this is about giving compassion to yourself. And you have the King of Swords, which is about clear thinking. Those two kings together are telling us that this is a moment for you to be in your power and to take control of your power and to seize this day to move forward from there, from a place of really knowing what is happening and moving forward from that positive place. So anyway, pile number 2, I'm going to leave you there. I hope that that's helpful. Your answer is probably no, but there needs to be an ask again later. So take some time to pause and really think about what you're asking about before you're coming back to this. Don't go straight to another pick a card. Take some time to ruminate on this, because you may come to an answer for yourself that's deeper and more understood than any of these readings could give you. If you like this reading, let me know in the comments. Also, what did you ask about? If you don't mind me asking, if it's something that you can share, it would be kind of cool to hear. I love hearing from everybody. So what is it you asked about? If it's something you can answer, I'd love to hear about it. Also, if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. Those likes really help. And subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. We're going to find out what is the answer to your yes or no question. Well, first up, you chose this card with the meteors, and it says, see a meteor shower. So there is a feeling about seeing movement a little bit, the movement of life. How is the movement of life helping you in this moment? I don't know. Let's find out. What is the answer? First up, let's take a look at the pendulum. Let's triangulate. Am I wearing shoes? No. Am I sitting down? Yes. Are we filming a yes or no tarot video? Yes. What is the answer to pile number 3's question? Yes. Okay, the pendulum says yes. We have one yes. Let's do the die. Even yes, odd no. Okay, we got a 5. That's one no. So right now we're at a solid maybe. Let's take a look at what the Magic 8 Ball has to say. Oh, Magic 8 Ball. What is the answer to pile number 3's question? Okay, so the Magic 8 Ball says outlook good, so we have one yes, so that's 2 yeses, 1 no. So 2 yes, 1 no, that is a maybe leaning yes. So what does that mean? That means that the most likely outcome to your situation is yes, but there is a little bit of hesitation. So yes is not a guarantee, but it is the direction. So the direction is leaning yes, but there's no guarantee for some reason. So let's figure out why that is. Where is this hesitation coming from? So let's take a look at the cards. Let's look at these cards. So So taking a look at forgiveness first, you're being asked to forgive yourself about this situation, first of all, and maybe to forgive other people involved. Potentially, that might be about somebody that you're dealing with. Maybe forgiveness is necessary, but this is important to remember. When you are forgiving someone, that doesn't mean that you are acting like everything they did was okay. And that's really, really important to remember. So just because you are forgiving someone, that doesn't mean that you even have to tell that other person. Forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself. It's saying to yourself, I am no longer going to hold this thing. I'm not going to have pain about this anymore. I forgive this other person because I'm letting it go. And yes, what they did hurt. And yes, what happened was harmful to me, but I'm not going to maintain and continue this harm anymore. So I am letting it go because I would like to live my life from a fresh place. So potentially that could be something that you're asking about here. Now, for self-forgiveness is exactly the same way. I know that I did something wrong in my mind. I hurt somebody, or I hurt myself, or I chose actions that I regret, but I forgive myself for those actions because ultimately I am in a place now where I can see that I think of things differently, and I'm acting from a place of wanting to do different and to be better, and I will continue to be better in my life. And so I forgive those parts of me that were not there yet because I am there now, and I am thankful for that, right? So this is a moment about what you're asking about. I can't even remember. You were yes, leaning yes. Maybe that hesitation is coming from a place of needing to do some forgiveness work first. Your second oracle card comes from the Forest Fae deck. It says Forest Sister. The moon shines brightest after the storm. So this is a bit of the star energy as well. You could potentially, if you want extra advice, not necessarily an answer, but extra advice, pile number 2 might be useful for you. They had the star card. But with that energy though, there is a necessity to realize that maybe you're past this anyway. So regardless of what you're asking about, this might be a former situation, or somebody who did something in the past, or something that happened in the past. And there is a need and a necessity in this moment to let yourself move past the situation. That moonlight card is asking you to be in the post-storm, that you don't have to be in the storm anymore. The storm can be over, that you can be in the next moment, and that it's okay to have a next moment. There can be a calm after the storm. There can be a moment after disaster, potentially. Whatever this fits for you, there can be that time. And it might be hard at first to take the time to be able to do that, but ultimately, if you do that work for yourself, you'll always have it. And so it's important to give yourself those kinds of gifts. With the Queen, this is about being deeply compassionate to yourself and to sharing that wisdom and that compassion on a deeper level. And so you are being called to be compassionate to yourself in this situation and to love yourself regardless of what's happened. And that sometimes giving yourself a metaphorical hug through the pain can be incredibly helpful. And you're being encouraged to do that. With the High Priestess, this is about tuning into your intuition, and especially with that Forest Sister as well, the moonlight energy. This is about being your in tune self, in tune with the world and in tune with who you are and what you want. And ultimately, we leave off with the Two of Swords, and this card is encouraging you to choose a path forward. You have the option. As much as this was leaning yes, it is still a maybe because there is still an opening for you to choose whichever direction you want. And you can do that. The Two of Swords is encouraging you to take the time to choose which path you want to go down. Do you want to continue to maintain difficulty and pain, or do you want to heal? And do you want to embrace the deeper inner spiritual path of healing? That path is open to you, and that there is help on the non-physical for you. With the High Priestess card in particular, that's about spiritual connection a lot of the time. That there's help in many, many places. If you want to change and you want to move out of that energy, you can. That there's an ability for that and a time for that, and this is the moment for being open to that. So if you can open yourself up to that and take the time and energy necessary to heal those parts of yourself, there's a lot of openings here for you to be able to move into a place of calm and peace and joy for yourself that's beyond anything that could have been from those past situations. So anyway, pile number 3, that's going to be my reading for you. This was a maybe leaning yes. It is a strong lean towards the yes word direction, but that maybe is saying that there needs to be some time and some space for you to make your own choices here and to move through whatever this situation is from a place of confidence in yourself. And that might come from taking some time to do some deep inner spiritual work. I think that spiritual work is something you're being called to do. So let me know in the comments, does this fit your situation? What were you asking about? I love hearing from everybody kind of what you were asking. If that's something that's that's you can share. You don't have to share something if it feels uncomfortable, so don't worry about that. But if it's something you want to share, does this even feel applicable? Sometimes these readings hit, sometimes they don't hit, and I'd love to know which one it was for you this time. It's kind of fun to hear. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Those likes help the algorithm know to send this to more people. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you so much to all of our new subscribers. We've had so many in the last 2 weeks. It's blowing my mind. I'm so thankful to have you with us on this journey, and I'm excited to continue to bring you more content. Catch you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. We're going to find out what is the answer to your yes or no question. Well, first, you chose this card. It says, take a moonlit bath. So there might need to be some cleansing energy going on here. Well, let's find out. What's the answer? Yes, no, or maybe? Let's figure that out first, and then we'll get some card action to give us a clearer picture. First things first, we're going to use the pendulum. I need to triangulate it to make sure that it's giving us the correct answers. Am I sitting in a chair? Yes. Are we filming a yes or no tarot video? Yes. Am I wearing shoes? No. Is there a table in front of me? Yes. What is the answer to pile number 4's question? Yes. Okay, pendulum says yes. Now let's do the dice. Even yes, odd no. We got a 5. That's a no. So, 1 yes, 1 no. Magic 8 ball. Oh, positive magic 8 ball. What is the answer to pile number 4's question? Signs point to yes. Okay, magic 8 ball says yes. So we have 2 yeses, 1 no. That means this is a maybe leaning yes. If everything stays the same, you'll probably be at a yes, but there is not a definitive answer. So let's look at the cards to figure out why it's not quite a full yes and why it's a maybe. Looking at these cards, it seems like the one reason why this is not a definitive yes happens to be this divine timing card. So take a look at that at the beginning. With the divine timing, it just means that now is not the correct moment. This is not quite the moment. So this is a yes, but not now. I think that's where the hesitation comes in. What is the answer to your question? Yes, but maybe not this moment. So particularly if you're asking if something will happen, or you'll achieve something, or you'll get somewhere, or anything that has an outcome kind of a question, I think the outcome is yes, but maybe a little bit far from now. Maybe not the immediate future. We have some more help here to figure out why that's coming from. First of all, I just have to say it. With that 10 of Swords, this is burnout energy. This means like, oh my gosh energy. This is like working so hard that you can't move forward anymore because you can't do anything anymore because you've totally tired yourself out. And it can mean defeat as well. I mean, it can mean loss. It can mean broken. It can mean all of those things. Now, this doesn't mean that you have one of those kinds of situations happening here, but I do think with the divine timing, particularly if you're like, will I get here? It's almost like, yes, but you have to wait to get there, because if you try to do it all right now, not the best things are going to happen. And I think that maybe it's going to be too much, or this is just not the right moment, or no can be a divine protection, right? Any of those kinds of situations. Also, I think that you don't have all of the answers around other people too. So particularly if you're asking about somebody else, is this person blah, blah, blah? Does this person blah, blah, blah? Yes, but maybe not right now, maybe in a bit, because I think that there's stuff going on with other people here that you don't understand. With that 7 of Swords, it talks about deceit sometimes. It can talk about people lying, but it can also just talk about not having all the answers. It can talk about not understanding where somebody's coming from, that there could be more complicated situations, that maybe not all of the cards are being dealt to you in this moment. And so I do think there's a bit of a feeling here of needing to open your heart to being unknown a little bit. And I know the unknown is never easy, but the energy is yes, right? It's a 2 yeses and 1 no. So it is a maybe, but it's a maybe that's leaning in a yesward direction. And that means that probably it's going to work out. Queen of Swords is asking you to cut some things away though. You know, I think with that divine timing card too, you might be required to leave certain situations in order for this to become a yes, or there needs to be different conditions. And so the situation in this moment is in the wrong conditions to be able to let this yes be a yes. And so there needs to be more time. Timing is the huge thing here. And so I think even with that take a bath, you know, there's a little bit of a sit on it, wait on it, rest on it. make yourself feel as best as you can first, and then things can come in. With the Two of Cups, that can talk about partnerships. So if you're asking about romance particularly, obviously that's not everybody, these are general readings, but if you are, there's a need to accept the idea that maybe it's going to take a little bit of time to get this person to come in. But with that romantic card, there is partnership in the future, and that's why it's a leaning heavy yes, that partnership energy is here. This could also mean working together with somebody as well. And so if you're asking about, will this project happen or will I make this thing, there could be a need to involve another person. And that's a part of where this divine timing is coming from, is that there needs to be more time to let that other person come in. These are general messages, but if that fits for you in your situation, there's something about that. Definitely waiting is big in this reading. A need to wait and to take some time. Last up, we have this from the Forest Fae, and it says, Walker on the wind. The raven shows the way. Be courageous. Change and chance can bring exciting wonders. So there is a need to understand about chance and change involved in the situation too, and that might be a part of where the divine timing is coming from. There needs to be more time to allow chance into the situation. To think that maybe you can allow yourself to have a lucky break, a lucky opening. There needs to be some luck moving into your life a little bit first before you can really get to where you want to go. And so being open to that, being open to the idea that chance can bring a freak change into the mix to allow this to become a little bit easier for you to finally open things up, right? So there's something about that going on here. So your answer, what is the answer to your yes or no question? Probably yes. Yes, but might take some time, right? There needs to be a wait here. And so as you're waiting, you might as well take a bath, rejuvenate your energy, recoup your spiritual senses, come to a complete clean cleanse of your own being first, and then maybe things will open up later. You never know. Anyway, pile number 4, what were you asking about? Does this actually fit your situation? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. You don't have to give me the answer, obviously, but if it's something you're willing to share, I would love to hear from you. I really do love having open discussions with everybody and discussing how you're feeling. Where does this go from here? I'd love to talk about it with you. Let's do it. If you want an even more detailed discussion about things, I do have private readings available on my website. You can find information at www.junodrome.com. I would be happy to give you one. Also, if you like this video, go ahead, give it a like. Those likes really do help the channel. And subscribe if you're new. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We have so many in the last 2 weeks. It's amazing. I'm so thankful to have you with us on this journey. I'll catch you later. Bye. Hi there, pile number 5. What is the answer to your yes or no question? We're going to find out together. You chose this card with these galaxies. It says, get to know the galaxies. So there's a bit of a cosmic energy coming in for you. Let's find out. What is the answer? We've got 3 different methods. We're going to start with the pendulum. First, I need to triangulate it to make sure that it's working. Are we filming a yes or no tarot video today? Yes. Am I wearing shoes? No. Am I sitting down? Yes. What is the answer to pile number 5's question? Yes. Okay, pile number 5. Pendulum says yes. Let's do the die. Even yes, odd no. You got a 6, so that's 2 yeses. What does the 8 ball say? Oh, magic 8 ball. What is the answer to pile number 5's question? Ooh, it says yes, definitely. Oh my god, that's great. Can you see it? I need to get a better camera on this guy next time. But for now, it says yes, definitely. So, triple yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, definitely. 100%. What is the answer to your question? Pile number 5 is yes. Enthusiastic yes. Absolutely yes. And cosmic yes, too, with that get to know the galaxies card. So let's take a look at the cards to get a better understanding of what's going on here. So it's an enthusiastic yes, but let's take a look at that devil card first. At the beginning there, you know, the devil card, it talks about the need to not slip into bad habits. So it's definitely an enthusiastic yes here. So I wouldn't be worried about that, but maybe you have the habit of thinking that things are not possible. And so that could be a little bit of a hint here at the beginning of like, maybe if you weren't expecting a yes, but you have this definitive yes, there's just a need right off the bat to ask yourself, okay, why is this surprising me? Or what about this situation is something that makes me feel off about it? Or, you know, anything like that. Because I think with the devil card here, there might be a tendency, especially if this is about something positive, you know, this feels very positive. This yes feels very positive to me. I mean, it really just depends on what you're asking about, but this is a positive outcome. It's a yes, an enthusiastic yes, and a positive outcome, in my opinion. That's how I'm interpreting this. But with that devil card, it is kind of giving giving you the hint of thinking of like, okay, well, if I'm expecting no here, why is that? And why am I telling myself I can't do things or things are not possible for me when they absolutely enthusiastically are? Where's that disconnect coming from? Why do I have a habit and a tendency to put myself down? And how can I get out of that? How can I move away from that kind of thinking about myself so that I can be a little bit more appreciative of who I am and where I come from in a place where I'm not going to be feeling that way in the future, right? So there is a little bit of a need to ask yourself those kinds of difficult questions here. And I know that can be hard to do, but the more that you can do that, the more that you give yourself the time and the space to feel better about yourself, to feel better about what's going on, and to move into a clearer sense of understanding about why this is so enthusiastically yes. With the Ace of Wands, you're at a beginning point here. This is a new beginning towards your passions and your drives. And with the Page of Swords, this could be about learning something new. This could be about school, yeah, but it could be about picking up a new skill, learning something different. So you're being encouraged to really follow your passions and to learn something new involved here so that you can open your heart and yourself up to this new beginning. With listening, there's a necessity here to listen to yourself a little bit more. First of all, listen to your heart more, listen to your passions more. Make sure that you're making steps and movements from a place of feeling like you really want to move forward, that you want to be in a passionate place, that you understand who you are and what you need, and that you're moving from there. There is a need for that and a necessity to be open-hearted and open-minded to where you want to go. And listening to, the listening card also is talking about like listening to spirituality as well, listening to spirit. The spiritual side of things is trying to help you through this moment as well. So connecting into that deeper spiritual core that exists within all sentient beings, including you. How can you tune into that a little bit more to alleviate the feeling of lack and to the feeling of impossibility towards feeling that these things are actually possible, that your dreams are actually possible? Now, of course, this could be about anything, but I do feel like for a lot of people, there's a necessity to open yourself up to this passionate side of who you are and to move forward from that kind of place. Last up, we have this card from the Forest Fae. It says the Green Witch. Connect to the spirits and energy of your local landscape. Seek enchantment. Interesting. With the local landscape, that's about your own environment and being present in the place that you are. Really being present here and now in this moment, but also getting back into nature, experiencing the land of the place that you're at, because there's land everywhere and we exist on this land here and now. How can you involve yourself in the spirits of the land a little bit deeper and connecting into this energy of here and now, the place that you are, and that place is good? How can you allow yourself to feel good about being where you are, even if it's not somewhere you want to be, because you can't move forward without accepting where you are. Even if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, the more that you can be present in this moment, the more that you can move yourself into a place of clear connection point, so that as you move forward from there, you're feeling good about yourself and about life and about your situation, and you feel like you can actually move forward instead of being in a place of, oh, I wish I was anywhere but here. Well, then you're not going to get to anywhere because you're not being here. If you want to get to a place, you have to be present in that place first. So there's a need to be present here in this moment, and you're being called to do that here. So anyway, pile number 5, I'm going to leave you there. This was an enthusiastic yes. What is the answer to your yes or no question? Absolutely yes, without a question. So I hope that you want that. What did you ask about? Does this resonate with you? I mean, obviously, always take these messages with a grain of salt. If they don't resonate, that's okay too. But let me know, did this one resonate with you? What did you ask about? I love hearing from everybody. You don't have to tell if it's something that's too personal or too private, but if it's something you're willing to share, I would love to discuss it with you in the comments. That'd be great. If you want more clarity though on your life and your situation, I do offer private readings. They're available on my website, www.junodrome.com. Also, feel free to subscribe to this channel if you're new. I love all the subscribers, and that's it for me. Go ahead and like this video too if you liked it. That helps the algorithm. I'll catch you later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.